What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Isaiah. Welcome back to another video. Hot off the press, we got some more news about Highguard and how they're about to drop probably the biggest patch yet on February 6th. As the recording of this video, it is February 5th, so it'll be coming out tomorrow. Episode 2 patch notes launching February 6th. And as we scroll down, there's going to be a new Warden joining the game as well. His name is Ekon or Akon. I guess we'll figure out how it's actually pronounced in game. It says a legendary monster slayer who shapeshifts into a powerful dire wolf to track and hunt his prey. Ekon is the last of the long line of ancient magic wielders known as wild walkers. Once through existence, when his mentor and closest thing to family goes missing in the lost land of Highguard, there's no monster or warden this great predator will allow to stand in his way. It actually goes over what his abilities and powers are going to be. So we have Dread, which is a passive. Reveal the heartbeat of wounded enemies. Once an enemy warden is low health, they are highlighted in pulsating beats until they are dead or their health is regenerated. Pretty straightforward. If anybody's health is low or anybody on the enemy team's health is low, you'll be able to see him. I'm assuming is going to go through walls. Now, how many walls could it go through, or how thick of a wall could it go through? That remains to be seen. Is it a thing where he can legit see them across the map or something like that? Let's say somebody on enemy team jumped from a high place and they take high damage and their health is low. Are you able to see them across the map? So that'll be very interesting to see how that works. Next one is Wolf Spirit. It's a tactical. Unleash the spirit of a wolf to hunt the nearest enemy and apply dread. This wolf spirit travels long distances, moving straight through rocks, structures, and finds its prey. If seen in time, it can be shot down. This ability can cast an enemy a human form or in wolf form. So it seems like he could send out, like it says, a wolf or a human form, or I guess like a clone of him, and it can actually do damage, and it applies dread, which will be activated when the enemy health is low. Gotta see how that works in practice. Gotta see how long that cooldown time is, even though there's medallions you can wear to, lower the cooldown of your abilities. Want to see how this actually plays out and how far can it travel. It says it travels long distances. Are we talking about to maybe if each team is on their own base, are we talking about it could travel to a quarter of the map, or the middle of the map, 75% of the map, or all the way to the enemy's base? So we will have to see how that works. The next one is Fearsome Howl, his ultimate. Apply dread to all enemies across the map to increase your movement speed. This ability can be cast in human form or in wolf form. Okay, so I see what they mean by this ability can be cast in human form or wolf form for the wolf spirit. Like they said, he is a dire wolf, so he is able to transform into a wolf. What does that also mean when he's in wolf form? Is it a thing where you can actually attack people in his wolf form? Is it to help him traverse the map faster? Kind of defeats the purpose of him using a mount if that is actually the case, if he could travel faster in wolf form. For the next one is wolf form. Ekon doesn't ride an animal into battle. Just answered my question. He becomes one, transforming into a powerful dire wolf that tracks, hunts, and runs down mounted enemies. While in this form, Ekon's speed is unmatched by other mounts. He runs faster. Through a full third person point of view, the dire can be seen around corners. When moving in for an attack, weapons are laid down in favor of Ekon's deadly bite attack, which will dash forward and bite a prey before immediately transforming back to human form to finish off the job. So from what it sounds like, the moment you attack somebody in your wolf form, you automatically come out of your wolf form, and then, like it just said, you could finish the job. I guess your weapons are just already re-equipped. Just shotgun them in the face, or shoot them, whatever kind of weapon that you have at that time. Attacking without a target will allow Ekon to perform a small air dash to traverse maps more athletically. In addition, while the wolf form and Ekon can track an enemy's scent that they leave in their path, Ekon can use all of his other powers while in wolf form. Okay, so the fact that he can still summon a wolf in his wolf form, and then he can use his ultimate ability, fearsome howl, deal damage, and increases his speed. I wonder, like, if he's already fast in wolf form and you use fearsome howl, does that like double, triple, quadruple his speed? I'm not sure if something like that is actually stackable on him. And as we scroll down some more, we actually get a new map as well called Skydrift. And as we scroll down some more, it says the stakes have never been higher. Rank mode. Finally, we are getting ranked. I actually haven't been on the game as much as I was when it first came out, because at the end of the day, there's no character progression, there's no rank system, not even a leaderboard, still not even a profile progression. There's still some things they need to add to just make it feel rewarding by playing the game, rewarding by winning the game. So I actually haven't played in the last couple of days, but it says gain rank points, RP, earn point modifiers, and climb to the ranks, claim your rewards, go from bronze, hair, to Grandmaster, Leviathan, if you've got what it takes. Okay, so bronze to Grandmaster. I'm assuming there's, maybe 6 or 7 ranks. We're scrolling down. Oh, it actually says it right there. So rank structure. The format for rank is 3v3, no 5v5 yet. If they let 5v5 actually into rank, I actually wouldn't have had mine 5v5 rank, but the game is built around 3v3, so that's just what we're gonna have to deal with for now. We believe 3v3 is the more tactical structure of the game, and it fits best for comp. We will monitor feedback as we get it. Answered my point right then and there. They're gonna be listening to feedback, and then if they feel like 5v5 is something they want to add, they most definitely can. Each episode would have 2 rank splits. Splits will change the map and base list and introduce some balance changes. So balance changes along the way during rank. When it comes to the maps, maybe they might alter the map in some kind of way. All players start ranked for the first time in bronze 3. Each rank has 3 divisions. There are 7 ranks: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster. Scroll down a bit more. At the end of each episode, you will be rewarded based on the rank you achieve at the end of the episode. D-ranking. You can only D-rank inside a division during a split. For example, by losing matches, you can D-rank from Gold 2 into Gold 3, but you cannot D-rank from Gold 3 into Silver 1. Okay, so what most games nowadays are doing with their rank systems, Fragpunk actually does this, so that's very interesting. I don't think most games that have a rank system actually do this, where they will actually still take you down from your division. For example, I play Fragpunk rank. Last season I was Platinum 2 or something like that, and now with this new season out, they actually draw me down to Diamond 5, I believe, or something like that. But I do like here that they're not going to drop you by an entire rank. They're just going to drop you down to the lowest division of that current rank that you were in. So that's actually good to know. Start of every split, you will not D-rank at all. At the start of every episode, you will move backwards 6 divisions, 2 full ranks. They are doing it. So kind of similar to how Fragpunk system works. Okay, so they will knock you down full ranks, but it's not during the split. It is during the start of every episode. Just like with Fragpunk, it's the start of every season. They will knock you down a full rank. Next, we have fairness. Play with teammates up to 2 tiers difference. Nice to know. It's nice to know. Some games do 1 tier, some do 2. I think with Fragpunk, it's like 3 tiers or something like that. You can still play with somebody, but 2, I think is good enough. A 2-person party must be within plus or minus 1 tier of each other. A full party of 3 can mix any ranks and be able to play. You will queue into the rank of the top ranked player. It's going to be a little bit of a split division when it comes to the rank system and how it matches up when it comes to friends that you're playing with that are probably not on the same rank. So they're going to be queuing for the person that is the higher rank. So obviously you're going to run into probably more challenging players, more experienced players. In that case, I guess, you know, just do your best. Do your best. Solo bonus: if you're playing without a party, you'll earn the solo modifier. Details below. You'll gain more points and lose less per match. I do like that detail. I actually don't know if Fragpun does anything similar to that. Sometimes I do play with, you know, a friend or two, or I barely full stack on there, but most of the time I'm playing by myself or with a friend or two, and I never noticed if we usually lose a lot of points if you're playing solo or if not. But in this case, it's actually good to play solo just in case you don't got a squad, because you'll gain more points if you win, lose less points if you lose, so that's good. Loss protection: you occur loss protection for playing matches all the way through. It will automatically get spent and stop you from losing RP, very similar to how Fragpunk has its loss protection card. Early leaver penalty is more severe in ranked. Leaving early counts as 2 strikes and resets your loss prevention. Don't leave matches, because nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to lose points. Nobody wants to lose because you dropped out. So glad that they added that. Scoring system: we think you can win big. You should score big. Victory has 3 versions before the modifiers are applied. Overwhelmingly victory, 25 RP. This is winning with a 100% base health remaining. Victory of 20 RP. This is standard victory where each team's was more evenly matched. Close victory, 15 RP. This is winning where your base had 35 base health or less. Very much encouraged for you to not have your base damaged, especially when playing rank now, because the more your base health is, the more RP you earn. That's actually something I do like. Now for defeat is minus 25 RP if you lose without doing any damage to the enemy team. Strong defense, 20 RP if you lost but you had some damage to the enemy team. Close defeat, 15 RP if you lost but you had done at least 65% damage to the enemy team. Same goes for defeat. Everything is just in reverse. Other modifiers: winning streak bonus adds 3 RP for each win in a row, up to 6 extra points per game. Kill bonus: each extra RP for kills up to the cap of 5 points per game. Solo bonus: always earn an extra 4 points for queuing up solo. So sounds like anything you do is beneficial in rank, which I like to hear. It's not just damaging the enemy's base, it's also getting them kills. It's also going on a win streak, and it's also sewing up Q by yourself. That is very, very nice. Imbalance protection: if a game is deemed imbalanced by player ranks, the favorite team will have less points to win and more points to lose. The weaker team will have increased points to win and less points to lose. So it's kind of like what I already said. It's nice you could play with other friends or other people that are not in the exact same rank as you, but because they're gonna queue as the person that is the highest rank on that team, varies the points that you win and lose during imbalance protection. I would honestly just suggest if you're playing with friends, just try to play with people as close as in the same rank as possible, if not the same rank, so you don't get hit with the imbalance protection stuff. And also sewing up Q, I wonder how sewing up Q is going to work. I wonder if it's going to be a thing where you can play the randoms that you play with are all in the rank that you are in, or if there are going to be solo players playing in different ranks from you as well. All of this kind of does apply. Requirements: in order to unlock rank mode, you must win 10 matches of 3v3 raid mode. Does that mean for those that has already started playing the game, or does this mean when episode 2 starts you have to win 10 matches all over again? Because again, the game currently doesn't keep track of your win-loss ratio, so I guess we'll find out tomorrow. This is retroactive. If you already won 10 matches in episode 1 rank, you'll be able to unlock it immediately. I see, this is what happens when I just don't read things completely through and I stop and I actually just say what my thoughts is, and then they answer it for me. Smart. I know what I be talking about. Maps: the ranked match mode playlist will have a subset of maps and bases per split. We will change the list every split to keep the rotation interesting but allow time to build consistent strategies. The first split will have maps Kingdom, Summit, and Rivermark, and bases Hellmouth, Smuggler's Den, King's Lair, Soulwell, Frosthold, and Wellspring. As more bases get added to the game, we would think having a total of 6 bases in rank allows players to master certain bases and build competitive strategies over a split, but still need to master more than one base. Your first pick won't always be available. I think for the most part, I personally know the maps pretty well now. I know most of the spots that I want to hit if I want to gear up quickly, or the areas that I find more good loot. Honestly, hope they add more POIs to the map to mix it up a bit, because I think most people that are playing this game consistently, they already know the map. So I feel like shaking it up a bit before you release rank, adding a few more POIs, a few more interesting areas, some more areas that haven't been, you know, discovered. I think that will be a good thing added as well. Rewards. Episodic reward ranked players will earn a brand new cosmetic item called banner frames. You will be awarded the frame that matches the rank you achieved in the episode. Frames grow in prestige at higher ranks. Every episode will earn a new themed banner. This episode's theme is Ekon and the Wolf, and you will be awarded at the start of episode 3. And this is the banner itself. Pretty sick ass banner if you ask me. This looks pretty cool. Also looks like we get a new mount. A new beast has been tamed, wolf mount. Oh my god, I might actually get this goddamn wolf. Loyal pack hunter of the wild. The new wolf mount is free to all players, so we don't gotta pay. I was just saying I'll probably buy the wolf. It's fucking free. Let's go. W devs. For our rank challenge, play 10 matches of rank and earn the shadow skin wolf. Hell fucking yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Gear up phase updates. One consistent point of the feedback we've heard is that the gear phase needs improvements. I do agree. We're tackling that in 4 ways for the launch of episode 2, and we'll continue to work on that phase in the future. Better POI loot. Just talking about this. Red weapon chests in POIs now contain masterwork weapons. Masterwork weapons have improved stats within their rarity. Blue masterworks are better than blues, but it's still less quality than purple. Players can still loot upgraded weapons outside of POIs, but the masterwork versions of weapons each round are found only in POIs. They're making a sub variant of already colored rarities. So like I said, if you find a blue and then you find a blue masterwork, grab the masterwork because it's better than the blue, but it's not better than the purple, so a bit of an in-between. I wonder if they're doing that for all of the rarities, blue, purple, orange. I wonder if they're going to be doing a masterwork for all the rarities in between, so I guess we will find that out. Ultimate chargers. These items are found in white barrels and POIs, but we've seen that players are having a hard time identifying that. In order to make that clear, white barrels that contain ultimate chargers now have an obvious gold glow. So the barrels that you see around the map, which I just now am starting to see people break those, but when the game first dropped, people was just looting chests. They wasn't breaking the barrels. The barrels actually contain things. It contains a crystal currency. It contains rocket ammo or zipline ammo. So start breaking those barrels, especially since they're going to become more valuable during the game. Waypoint markers. When you leave a base in the gear phase, waypoint icons will guide players towards the points of interest. They're also pingable, so players can communicate intent without voice comms. Okay. The map will also communicate that POIs contain masterwork weapons and ultimate charges. Speed gates. Speed gates are also on when a player is near them instead of only when the shield breaker is present. This should allow players to get back into the fight after respawning. A whole lot of quality of life changes and additions. I'm actually loving it. Quality of life and new features. As we continue to improve the game through feedback, bug fixes, and small features, we will document them here. When necessary, we'll also use dev notes to give context on why we made a specific change. Stats 1.0. Players want stats. For episode 2, we have added stats in the menu at head wall. Thank God. Where's the in-game KD stats though? Like, I'm glad we got stats in the menu at the home screen, but where's the in-game stats, man? We need that also. Stats to track here are mostly retroactive from episode 1. I'm glad the data is still there for episode 1, so it doesn't feel like all the shit that we was doing before episode 2 came out was for naught. Raid, attack, and defense success stats are new for episode 2, as we are now just starting to track these stats. We will continue to expand this feature in future episodes. mods. Cool. New orange weapon mods. We will allow a mix up orange weapon mods for episode 2. We are adding variety and not removing anything. Saber rifle impact rounds, increased critical damage, headshots with a slower rate of fire, fires a 2-shot burst instead of 3, faster projectile speed. Vanguard drum magazine, much larger magazine with a slower reload. Corsair double shot, fire a 12-round burst on each trigger pull. Actually don't see a lot of people using the Corsair. I actually really like that gun. I think it's a little underrated. Technical updates from the last patch. Performance optimizations were applied to player replication, movement, netcode, and siege tower rendering. Users can now enable NVIDIA Reflex on supported systems. Several optimizations were added to reduce bandwidth utilization. So more optimization stuff. That is good to know. Gameplay updates. The defensive phase at the start of the game has been reduced to 30 seconds from 60 seconds. Anchor Stone's fuse timers have been increased to 80 seconds from 60 seconds. Okay, so I do like that they shortened the defensive time because I did feel it was a little too long. The moment you just fortify 5 walls, it's literally like 30 seconds of doing absolutely nothing. So now it seems like the moment we fortify is gonna probably be like 10 seconds left on the clock, and then we can go ahead and start moving on to the map. If you do not know, there are 3 locations you can bomb on the map. It is A, it is B, and then it's the actual anchor stone. If you blow up either A or B, it's 30 points each. If you blow up the anchor stone, you completely win the game. If you just want to completely win the game, that specific bomb site needs to take the longest. From them going from 1 minute and 20 seconds is going to 1 minute. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. Dev note, the goal here is to make the anchor stone a bit harder to win on. Like I said, the moment you plant a bomb on an anchor stone and it blows up, you win that entire game, even if the enemy team is at 70% health. We've added that your kills and assists to the HUD above the mini map. Let's fucking go. Thank fucking God we was just talking about this. Mini zipline usability improvements, including smoother attaching and riding and making it harder to accidentally attach. Players can now have a maximum of 4 ziplines when casting the 5th. There's a first one will automatically destroy. Improvements to mantle fill. You will be prompted to drop the big rig when it gets to low or 0 ammo. Upon being revived, you now have a hint and tap the emo button to say thank you. As a byproduct of your character will no longer automatically say thank you. Ping orange weapons will now show with the perk when you hover over them. That is really good. You can now ping zip lines. That is good too, because I be trying to ping zip lines for people to take and it just it goes right through it. It's like I'm pinging a mountain or some shit like that. You can now ping Bara's dark spawn when it's highlighted through walls at the end of a raid. That is really good. You can now ping Kai's ice wall. Pinging a shield breaker on dome splitter now has more specific ping VO based on the scenario. The end of the game podium will now highlight people who had the highest stats on their team. Very good to know. Smuggler's Den mini map has been updated to be more accurate, adjusted the final shield break and plant animation to take exactly as long as a normal one. The trader menu will darken in the update if the stock changes while you have the menu open. Dev note, this is to reduce accidental purchasing, something right as the stock is upgrading. Dead players no longer show up on the mini map. Dev note, this seems confusing and redundant with being able to see players' orbs through walls. That is a good change, because when you kill somebody and if one of your teammates is dead, you just see both of their orbs, and you gotta really pay attention to know the difference between the enemy's orb or teammate's orb. So eliminating the enemy's orb so you can just see your teammates, so you can go ahead and get the revive. That is a good change. Adjusting Mara's soul armor power description to include that it also works on enemy players, so be careful when you throw it. That's crazy. From what it sounds like, you can throw it on an enemy by accident now. I'm guessing that's what it's saying. I guess we'll have to see how that actually works. Added key bindings on PC for map screen, character info, and loadout. AFK timer in a match has been reduced from 5 minutes to 4 minutes. Firing range targets have been replaced. The new versions that stay open so you can test sustained fire. Firing range can now accommodate parties of up to 5 players. That's cool that you can party up in the firing range. range. Lobby and menu updates added an option to leave the party by clicking on a party member's social card. You now get a message confirming you sent a friend request. Sliding bars in the settings menu can now be adjusted by typing in numbers. Changing your controller profile will now highlight that the buttons are changing. You can now unblock players in social tab. Weapon updates: Vanguard, slightly slower fire rate and raising damage. TTK is nearly equivalent. This just reduces the number of bullets required to kill. Increased headshot modifier. I mean, I guess honestly the Vanguard felt fine to me, but I guess we'll just see how that feels. Longhorn repeater, less vertical kick, faster raise time, faster sprint raise time, less spread hip fire, slower spread bloom hip fire. Viper impact round, smaller mag size, more kick. Item updates: amulet, bomb kit, bomb plant time nerf 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds. Defuse time is still 2.5. Amulet harvest no longer drops bonus ultimate charges from white supply barrels. Makes sense because they're just going to be adding the ultimate charges to the supply barrels without you needing the amulet now. Slightly lowered to the top speed of orange saddles. Slightly nerfing the orange saddle, which is crazy, but okay. Character updates: Slade fixed the bug where the impact damage from his ultimate was not dealing damage on uneven terrain. Adding friend or foe identifications to Slade's VFX. Enemy fire will now take on a darker red appearance. Redmayne can now break floors he's standing on with his tactical. Redman's tactical now hits players more reliably. Leaping into solid geo with Redman will now drop into the ground faster instead of bouncing off the walls or floating down. Mara will now dismount automatically when casting Immortal Coil while mounted instead of getting an error message. Damn, I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't really play Mara as much. Yuna, improved Yuna minion target acquisition speed. They should shoot at players faster. Fix Yuna's minions having larger hitboxes than intended. Atticus, adjusted Atticus ultimate audio to not be occluded by geo. This means you can hear him better in his active ultimate state even if he's in another room. So only a few character updates for the Wardens. It looks like Kai is not getting his ice monster nerfed, which as a Kai main, I feel like it does need to be nerfed. I feel like it needs to be tweaked. I think he gets killed too quickly and I think his ability lasts too long. So I want them to honestly flip that, make his ability last less of a time, but make him a little more tanky, because I feel like he's a bit too spongy and easy to kill, especially when you're being team shot at. The quest is designed to be a set of difficult challenges to complete over the course of an episode. Some free rewards are bragging rights. Because episode 1 was only 2 weeks long, we decided to keep the episode 1 quest active through episode 2. We'll be back in episode 3 with more challenges and more rewards. That is good to know because I actually have not completed all my quests. The fact that it's carrying into episode 2, I do like. Bug fixes, a lot of bug fixes, and I'm not reading all that. Yeah, that seems to be it. The very last was bug fixes, but it's a lot of stuff there's coming, man. We finally got rank coming. We got another new map coming. We got a new warden coming, Ekon, a dire wolf, somebody that apparently does not use a mount. So far, the only warden that doesn't use a mount. I don't know what my cat is doing. My cat is going crazy. My cat is being weird, bruh. But yes, these are some great changes, some great additions that are being added to the game. I'm still super excited for the game to find better success. Will I think this will be the biggest game of all time? No. It will not. It will not change anybody's perspective on it being, you know, the next revolutionary shooter or the next big thing in shooters. It's just unfortunately not, because of several different factors. But I do think the game is good. The game is super fun. They added 5v5. They're listening. They're going to continue to listen going into the next episode. And it literally drops tomorrow, bro, as the recording of this video. I'm super excited. I'm still going to be getting on the game. Now that rank is here and now they're adding a KD and they're adding stats and stuff like that. Now it feels rewarding to actually play and win matches now. Yeah, that is the High Ground patch notes episode 2 update. A whole bunch of different things, a whole bunch of bug fixes, a whole bunch of weapon adjustments. They're adding stuff to the POIs, new character, whole bunch of goodness, and I just wish these devs nothing but the best. They have my full support. I am not a sponsor of this game or anything like that. I put the time into it. I gave it a fair shot and I like the game. I just want them to continue on this basically mountain high climb that they need to do. They are getting better reviews. The game is being reviewed a little bit better, at least on Steam. I'm not too sure how many console players are playing the game, but we have the Steam numbers. They're okay. They're very, very okay. Nothing crazy. It's not like nobody's playing the game, like it's only a couple of hundred people or nothing like that. It's a couple of thousand. And hopefully as this game continues to get updates, as they continue to add content, make changes, continue to listen to the community, I feel like it will have a solid spot in the FPS space with a hardcore fan base, similar to how Fragpunk is. I love Fragpunk, and I feel like Fragpunk is a very niche FPS in its segment. It's a little bit of Valorant, you know, a little bit of CSGO. It still has that, you know, plant the bomb, has a tactical feel to it, but it has fun, cool looking characters with cool abilities. Fragpunk has found its core audience, and I feel like this game will also find the same. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know down below how you feel about Highguard in its current state now that it's been out for 2 weeks. Let me know how you feel about this new update that they're about to drop for episode 2, the new Warden, the new map, the changes, the weapon changes, the POI changes. Let me know down below how you feel about it all. Until next time, I will see y'all guys in another video. Peace.